A rights group, Global Right, has called for greater inclusion of women and persons with disabilities in societal issues. The program's manager of the group, Edosa Oviawe, made the call in Abuja at an event to discuss inclusivity under the new administration of the country. Oviawe says involving marginalized groups of the society in these discussions is a matter of respecting their rights as humans and not a privilege.
If you say we need more of women inclusion, it means the space for women is shrinking. If we say we need more of disability inclusion, it means the space for people with disability is shrinking. And so equity, equality cannot be achieved if we do not deliberately expand the space for women and people with disability and other traditionally excluded groups to participate or to be part of our society. And that's what we talk about, the shrinking city space. When we talk about shrinking city space, a lot of time people think it's just about the space shrinking for us as a people, as citizens. But it's equally looking at how it shrinks for traditionally excluded groups or persons. We're talking about how the space is shrinking for women, how it is shrinking for persons with disability, and that is the core of the conversation we are having today. How do we all expand? How do we work together? How do we ensure we have deliberate actions, deliberate steps to expand the space for more women inclusion and more inclusion for people with disabilities? You see, one thing I still find confusing about our constitution is, in one breath, it talks about non-discrimination. Another breath is saying 35% for women. If you are saying non-discrimination, then you should be talking about 50-50. I think that is what non-discrimination means. You cannot be in one breath say non-discrimination, and another breath say give them 35%. That is not balanced. That's already discriminatory. And so the way we are enforcing the federal character, we should be enforcing equal representation for everyone. Women, persons with disability, and people living without disability. There should be that equal representation for everyone. Not you saying, okay, and just as has been pointed out over time, some of our elite thinks they are doing women a favor, or they are doing people with disability a favor by trying to give them certain slots. For heaven's sake, it is their right as humans. We should allow the space for them to freely participate, just as every one of us, and that is what we are talking about.
If you want to promote gender equity or equity of PWDs and youth, you need to deal with it legally, and that's why the most potent law is the Constitution. So once we have the constitutional alteration that gives quota to women, to youth, to persons with disability, it becomes a matter of implementation. But until we cross that bridge where we have a law beyond section 42, which talks about non-discrimination. Non-discrimination, the court has ruled, a federal high court in 2022, April, has ruled that there is gender discrimination in Nigeria. So based on that, what we need to now do is to have a constitutional alteration that articulates the rights of persons with disability, youth, and women, in which case we can then start enforcement by the next general elections. And the time to start is now. So National Assembly is back from recess. They will deal with the issue of budget. So for the rest of this year, budget will preoccupy them. But if we can get the president to send an executive bill as part of his restructuring agenda to the National Assembly, and the National Assembly takes it from there, it will become much easier. However, if President Tinubu still didn't do that, we can engage the leadership of National Assembly, and they can make the same bill happen through private member bill, and once the president signs on to it, we will be home and dry. But we actually need to tinker with our laws to ensure inclusion of the vulnerable and underrepresented groups like women, youth and persons with disabilities.
There are different ways to get to the solution that we're getting to. So while, yes, I have been involved with protests, but we're actually beginning to provide solutions now that require that people are on the tables where these decisions are made. You cannot be outside of policy making. You cannot be outside of decision making. You cannot be outside of the rooms where all of these conversations are had so that your voice is not there. And then when they come up with the solutions, we complain that, oh, nobody made opportunities for us. So we need to be in those spaces. We need to be on those tables. And that's what my work is doing now. So I'm focusing on getting more women into spaces where they can be part of conversations and part of decision making that actually profess solutions that support every one of us.